And now, your local weather expert forecast on the Eyewitness News, named Best Local Weather Coverage in America by Broadcasting and Cable Magazine.
Hot today, yes, but actually right at average. Today's high of 89 is our normal, and the morning low of 74 also normal for this time of year. A lot of sunshine around. Humidity hasn't been terrible the last couple of days, but it is going to get even lower starting overnight tonight. Right now, a bit of cloudiness around, and the showers have been very isolated. 87 degrees with a dew point of 72. It's the dew point values that we'll be watching over the next couple of days because they will be getting more into the 50s and 60s, which will make it feel more comfortable. Now, afternoon highs will still get into the mid, some upper 80s, so it's not really bringing cooler air, but drier air, and that will be at least a taste of some maybe sort of fall-like weather. Again, early season cold fronts usually don't bring with it cooler air, but drier air is also welcome. We're in the 80s outside right now, and dew points starting to fall in Macomb, 66 compared to mainly 70s across most of the area. But those dew point values are going to be getting to more comfortable levels and will likely stay there for at least the next 3 to 4 days. Thursday going into Friday, I think we'll hang on to that drier air. Now, dew points in the 50s, more noticeable up in North Louisiana. So we're not quite into that air mass yet, but it is moving south. So during the day tomorrow, we'll see those dew points falling 50s, lower 60s. And it does look like that drier air is going to stick with us through Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday and on into the weekend, we'll begin to set up more of an easterly wind. So slowly the humidity will be on the rise. But thankfully, we are not returning to any kind of deep tropical moisture. Notice, even by Saturday, dew points are back into the lower mid 60s, which is still a fairly comfortable atmosphere. For mid-September, this isn't too bad. No, it's not getting cooler, but the mornings will be a little bit on the cooler side. We've had some showers around thanks to our front moving through. Not a very active front by any means. Few pop-up showers here and there, and that has really been all that we have seen in terms of rainfall. So coverage-wise today was at about 30%, and will continue to dry out as this front, which you can kind of see the leading edge of here, moves on through, with the drier air still a little bit farther to the north. The reason for that is this drier air is coming in thanks to an upper low and trough pushing south. Now, once the trough pushes on through, sometimes that means the moisture could start surging right back in, but thankfully the upper pattern will really prevent that from happening. So there goes the upper trough by the middle to end of the week, and then by the end of the weekend into the weekend, upper ridging builds back in, which should keep the drier air for the most part in place, which is why it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing a surge of tropical moisture coming right back into the area. So the drier air, while the lowest of the dew points will be really through Thursday, early Friday, the humidity is not going to be surging back in even going into early next week. Out in the tropics we go, nothing going on. Saturday was the peak of the season. Once we were done with Earl, we have no actively named systems in the Atlantic Basin, with only 2 areas being highlighted currently by the National Hurricane Center, and both only being given a low % chance of developing. When we look at the models based on kind of the low trying to develop on the GFS and the Euro, they're both picking up on those little waves as they kind of come across the Atlantic, but neither of the models very aggressive. And in fact, both of them kind of weaken those features even before they reach land. Maybe that wave, the more than the central Atlantic, could near the islands, but none of the models very aggressive. And that's putting us to next Monday with no tropical threats occurring. This has been an unusual season, but unusual in a good way. And our weather kind of unusual. With a cold front moving through, the drier air, it will feel more comfortable. Folks have been asking, is it the gumbo weather yet? Not quite yet. We'll have to wait a little bit longer for the stronger fronts. But hey, I tell you what, morning lows in the 60s and lower 70s next couple of days, that will be nice. And no rain in the forecast through next Monday.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, today, Queen Elizabeth's